Where to start? I've been far too busy taking photos to spend time doing the vlog this morning. I went for a drive around last night after finishing at the bridge to try and find somewhere for sunrise this morning, and I dipped out. I couldn't find anywhere, and I really didn't want to go back to the same place. So when I got home, which was about 10 o'clock, I think, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, something like that, I reached out to a local photographer, Dave Wheeler Photography, through the joys of Messenger and Facebook. And I thought, I'll be cheeky, I'll ask a local, see if he's got any clues. And bless his heart, he was an absolute gem, and he pointed me in the direction of Gorge Park, which is where I am now. I got down here, I finally got to bed about midnight last night. 2:30, the bloody fire alarm went off. So from 2:38 until 3 o'clock, all the hotel guests were stood in the car park. Turns out it was a sprinkler problem and there wasn't actually a fire. So got back to bed about 3:15. I really didn't want to get up when the alarm clock went off at 5:45 this morning. Daybreak was 6:20. Sunrise 4 minutes to 7, I believe. So I'm feeling a bit worse for wear this morning. But I hauled my backside up and got down here just as daybreak was starting. And the place is wonderful, and I haven't wandered around. I haven't seen any of what there is to see yet. And unfortunately, I have plans to go to somewhere else. I found a waterfall that I'm going to go and have a look at with a swimming pool, or a pool that people go swimming in. I think it's a real swimming pool. Dave Wheeler, you are an absolute gem. This place was awesome. When I got here, there was a little bit of mist lying about. Pretty much, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, pretty much the same as we've got in the background here now. And I found a couple of compositions that I liked. Just down here, we have a jetty, and we have reeds, and we have a little motorboat. There's a certain little buoy that's going to end up getting cloned out. Let me spin you around, see if this is going to pick it up or you're going to get blinded. Yeah. We've got a little boat, we've got the jetty, and we've got some nice trees. So I used that for one composition. I also shot it from just up on the roadway, just up here. But what I really wanted was to shoot, there's a couple of little one little island just down here. And then all of a sudden this huge bank of fog moved in, just as the sky started to colour up over here with these clouds, which I'm hoping you can see. A massive bank of fog came in from up there and just obliterated everything, which made me think a little bit outside the box. Some nice cloud formations over there. Down the bottom here we have some rocks and some reeds. So I did a couple of longish exposures, but just using the 6-stop, sort of to give a bit of a misty feel. We have down here some little reeds, so I used those to start with the mist bank. You could just make out the trees, and then we had a little bit of colour in the sky that was forcing its way through the mist. Somebody somewhere got a really nice inversion, I would have thought. I wish it had been me, but I don't know the area well enough to know where I can get up high. And while I was taking that shot, a little otter swam past, which is typical. He was carrying half a tree with him, presumably for his nest. Is it nests or lairs that they have? One of the two. I went back over to the side. The light went absolutely perfect. It was a bit of a I'll take it and see shot. If it's half as good on the big screen as it looks on the back of the camera, I shall be incredibly happy. And then I came back up here and finally dragged out, I don't know if you can see, the 70-200. All morning I've been using reverse Grad, polariser, 6-stop. I used the 10-stop on this one because the breeze was just starting to pick up and I wanted to just smooth the water out. But what a fabulous morning. I couldn't have asked for better. I did come down here last night. After David mentioned it to me, I thought I'll take a run out, make sure the sat-nav knows where I'm going, which it didn't, so I'm really glad I came down. Beautifully clear night. The stars are out and I was sat underneath the Milky Way. And it's official, I am a wuss. As I pulled down into this car park, there were 3 cars parked up with blokes in them, which made me feel a little bit uneasy. I don't know the area. This might be the safest place to be in Grand Falls, Windsor. But on the other hand, it might be the dodgiest place. I really didn't know. So I went just back up the road. Oh, good name, can't see me at all. The way I look at the moment, it's a bit of a bonus. I drove just back up the road, went up a little dirt track, which according to the sat-nav is still a road, and parked up there, turned the lights off. The Milky Way was phenomenal. I was too scared to get out of the car. It's surrounded by trees. I'm not going to say wood, but trees. But whilst I was up there, I could see more cars coming into the car park. So I decided better of it, rightly or wrongly. There'll be other times to get Milky Way when I'm not on my own. Being a lone traveller, I'm very, very conscious of possible dangers. I trust no one. And so far I've managed to stay safe. So I will try and whiz through the images that I've got on the back of the camera. I'm not entirely sure. The long exposure that I got with the 10 stop, I've been shooting at f14 all morning. I got a 100-minute exposure and I was at 70mm, but that gave me just enough of a view across to that little island with the mist floating around it. I did a couple of shots of the boat over the other side in the mist, which has turned out quite nicely. Falls. I have no idea if you can hear me, and I'm being a bit careful because it's a bit slippy and trippy to get up here. I had seen Thunderbrook Falls on the web before I came, and I thought I'd quite like to have a look at it. I couldn't get a fix on exactly where it was. I did a bit of research last night and managed to get some fairly decent instructions. I'm sorry I'm not looking at you, but this is a little bit dodgy. Let's see if I can tilt you down to show you where I'm walking. No, not like that. Try this way. No, that's not going to work either. Right, we're just going to have to take my word for it. It's bloody narrow. It's full of very, very slippery tree roots. And I have to be very careful where I put my feet, because I don't fancy ending up in the drink. It's quite a steep drop down there. So, in case you didn't hear me, that was Thunderbrook Falls. So, at the bottom of here, if I manage to get down in one piece, is a pool that apparently the locals come out to and go swimming in. It's it is rather cold. Even they admit it's rather cold. And I am quite surprised at the lack of health and safety. Where I was last night, there was a bridge. The bridge that I was photographing, there was a set of steps at the side of it, and it says, use at your own risk. That's what I like. Do it if you're feeling brave. So I didn't bother, I just walked down the gravel embankment, which was probably more dangerous, to be fair. As soon as I get through this last bit, I'll flip you around. Flip you around. Whoops. Where have you gone? There you are. I'll flip you around so you can see where it is I'm walking. But that was worth it. It's only a 2-minute climb, although it's a very narrow track. So I'm just going to flip you around. I also don't know if this is bear country or not. I really don't fancy running into mummy bear and daddy bear, particularly if they've got baby bear with them. Although I'm wondering if it's actually coming up to hibernation time. There's a really nice shot to be had down there. I'm not going to make it down. I know it doesn't look it using this, but that is actually quite a steep drop. And I quite like having my bones in one piece and my feet dry. I've got spare trousers and spare knickers, but I really don't want to have to use them. Oh. Right. This is the last one. These stones here that you can see have been dotted around all the way up and are incredibly bloody slippy. And the car park is just at the side of the Trans-Canada Highway, heading back toward Badger and Deer Lake. There's no marking spaces, no marked out bays or anything. It's just a track into the woods. So this, as you can see, let me get this thing to work properly, there we go, is the bottom of the river. And this is apparently where they go swimming. I'm not sure if the mic's going to pick up the traffic in the background, but it is very, very picturesque. As you can see, the trees, woohoo, the trees are kind of thinking about turning. Whoops, let's have a look. Which way do we want to go? I want to go that way. There's a big wood to my right as I came in, and the top of the wood, I have no idea how far up that is in reality. Damn sight further than I feel like actually walking today. There are masses of what I presume are sort of silver birch turning the most vibrant red, and it's really frustrating me that I can't get a shot. But I will before the trip is out. So anyway, I'm going to pop you down for now. Let's see if there's an image to be had here. Well, I've made a composition down here. Essentially, what you're seeing there, except it's a little bit wider, the composition is the one that I've gone for. I've got the rocks as sort of a bit of interest over there. I've got this rock here. I've got the 10 to 20 on, and I'm shooting at 12mm, so I'm actually getting a little bit of the sky detail. And the foam that you can see is streaking because I've got the Lee 6 stop on. Yeah, the little stopper. I've also got a 0.9 soft Grad on, which is the, I can't think what you call them, Hitech, which I'm not overly keen on normally because it tends to give me a colour cast, but it seems to be behaving itself today. So the image that I'm happiest with, I'm not sure this is going to do its usual trick of not focusing. Let's have a look. There we go. Now, you won't be able to see it here, but down here we've actually got nice little white streaks caused by the foam, and that was 8 seconds, f14, ISO 100, shooting at 12mm. And as I say, I've got the, oops, we've gone all fiddle again. I've got the 0.6 soft Grad. I've got the polariser on as well, and the Lee little stopper. I did have a go at shooting down that way, but I just couldn't seem to get it to work. I think it's because I'm shooting into the light down there, so it's never going to be brilliant. I'm going to have a wander around this corner and see what I can come up with. I might have to go back to the car because there's midges out and I need to put some smidge on. I've already been bitten. They don't seem to, you don't seem to feel them over here like you do at home, but my face is evidence of the fact that I've been bitten to pieces. So I'll catch you in a while.